Hey everybody, I wanted to make a vinyl finds of all kinds video, and this is my very first one I've ever made. So in these videos, it'll be all the vinyl finds that I find that are not Beatle related. So here we go. I found this last week in a record store in Ventura, out here in California. And this is the Guess Who, and it's their album American Woman. And this comes from Taiwan, so it's in this like interesting kind of like bag with a just like a paper sleeve, so it's not the cardboard sleeve. And there's the front, and this is the back. And this is a really great album, and the sound quality on this was surprisingly, it sounds really, really good. Sometimes you get these like foreign pressings, they sound pretty bad, but this one sounds really, really good, which was awesome to listen to. So there's the label. And of course this record has their most famous song, American Woman, on it. But I really like the other songs on here. No Time is fantastic. Talesman's great. No Sugar Tonight is amazing. And side 2, it's got an instrumental called 969 and then When Friends Fall Out. All really, really good songs. This is a classic record. So I was happy to add this to my collection. And even happier that it sounded so good. So, American Woman by the Guess Who. Put that over there. All right, then I was happy to find this. I updated, or I rather upgraded, my copy now of Layla by Derek and the Dominoes. So I had this before, but I think I had like a reissue of this record, which was like released maybe in like the late 70s, early 80s. This is an original pressing, so released in 1970 on Atlantic. There's the cover. Now, I don't know if this is true for all of them, but almost every copy of Layla I've ever seen, someone writes their name up here. And I don't quite understand why, but they do, and that's okay. So it's a gatefold, as I'm sure a lot of you know. These photos are all fantastic, and you get cool photos of Duane Allman, and of course Eric Clapton, and Bobby Whitlock, Jim Gordon, Carl Rattle. There's the back. And this is in really, really good shape. The vinyl sounds really, really great. And here's side 1. Now, I've read a little bit online about finding the best pressings of Layla. A lot of people say that this first pressing is the best one to get. But I've also heard that some of the Japanese pressings are really, really good. So I'd like to get my hands on one of those as well, because this is one of my all-time favorite albums. Just from start to finish, it's really, really perfect. So, yeah, Layla by Derek and the Dominoes. And I found this, and this was really, really cool to find. This is Buddy Holly. It's called The Buddy Holly Story. This is Volume 2. And this is the first time it has 2 of my favorite Buddy Holly songs, and maybe my favorite Buddy Holly song. It's the first time that Crying, Waiting, Hoping was ever released on record. And that, I think, is my favorite Buddy Holly song. And there's the back. This is in really good shape. Again, someone wrote their name on the back of this, but that's okay. And the story behind this is a lot of these recordings were done by Buddy Holly in his apartment about like a week or a couple weeks before he died, just with him and acoustic guitar. And a producer was hired to get a band together and overdub onto those demos and make them into real recordings to make more Buddy Holly albums after he died. So this is the second record released after Buddy passed away in the plane crash. And yeah, it's got a bunch of great songs on here. And it's on the original Coral record label. I'll show you the vinyl. I always like the Coral label. All their different labels are really cool. There's side 1, side 2. And just a really, really, really cool record to have. And I hope to get volume 1 of the Buddy Holly story someday. So there's Buddy. Last but not least, I picked this up. I'm a huge Dave Brubeck fan, and I have an original. I got really lucky. My uncle gave me a bunch of records about a year or two ago from his collection, and I got an original pressing of Time Out, a stereo on Columbia Records. But I've always wanted to hear the mono version. I've never come across one. So about 2 weeks ago, I was at a record store in Ventura called Giacomo Records, which is a fantastic store. And they had this reissue, which comes in this kind of oversized, almost like a book. It's very hard cardboard. Packaging of Dave Brubeck, Time Out. And it's the stereo and the mono versions of it, which is really, really cool. And they've both been remastered. And I love the photo on the front. I think the packaging of this is really, really cool. And you open it up, you get this really cool picture of the Quartet, just looking as cool as can be. And you get the original liner notes, which I think are here. Then you get a new set of liner notes written about the album. And of course, this is a picture of the original record right here. But the best part of this set is that you get the stereo and the mono records. So this is the stereo, and I listened to both of these, and they sound really, really good. In fact, this stereo remastering, I think it might sound better than my original pressing. And I don't think I ever say that about anything, but this sounds really, really, really good. I haven't A-B'd them yet, but on first listen to this stereo, I was kind of like thinking like, this might be kind of not that great, because I've been so lucky to have an original pressing of it. That sounds fantastic, by the way. So when I listened to this and found that it sounded so good, I was like, whoa, okay, cool. And this set wasn't all that expensive. You know what? I'm going to put this in after the video so we don't waste time putting it in. And here is the mono. So the mono version comes on a blue label, which is pretty cool. Here's the B-side. Now the mono version, which I'd never heard before, does sound really good. And as a lot of people pointed out that I read online, Dave Brubeck's piano on the mono version really like pops out at you a lot more than the stereo version. I've heard that a lot of criticism from the stereo mix is that the drums are a little bit too loud, maybe, and so sometimes Paul Desmond's like horns get a little bit covered up or whatever, and maybe Brubeck's piano gets covered up as well. But on the mono version, his piano really does pop out at you, and which is cool because I love his piano playing. I love all the musicians in the Brubeck Quartet. You got Eugene Wright on stand-up bass, who is just phenomenal. Paul Desmond on saxophone. Joe Morello on drums, who is just... It's unbelievable. If you ever get a chance, go on YouTube and look up the Dave Brubeck Quartet with Joe Morello on drums. There's this like European video where it's like a live thing. He does a drum solo, and it's literally like 15 minutes long, but it's amazing. And he just is just killing it on the drums, doing all kinds of cool stuff. He at one point takes his sticks away and just plays with his hands on the kit, it's really cool. Anyway, I was really happy to pick this set up, and my one criticism is it's really hard to get the records with their sleeves back in to the cardboard because the cardboard's so thick. But anyway, this is really cool, and it wasn't that expensive at all. And this was released this year, so 2016. And I guess on the back here it says limited edition first pressing of 1,000. Although on here it says mine is number 176 of 1,500. So I don't quite understand that, but okay. Anyway, very happy to find this, and if you see it, and I think this is, like I said, I think it's only like $30, so it's not that bad for a really nice 2-record set. If you see it and you like the Dave Brubeck Quartet, and you like the album Timeout, pick it up because you will really like it. So that's it for now, and yeah, I'll be making some more vinyl finds of all kinds videos. So that's it for now, and we'll see you soon. Zoom in to the Dave Brubeck Quartet. How about Eugene Wright?